Hi, welcome to the Chairman's Chat here at Manor Park Classics. And it wouldn't be the Chairman's Chats without the Chairman, Stephen Ashworth, who's with me. I'm wearing my high heels today because I knew I'd have to stand next to this gentleman who is, I'm 5'10". You wouldn't know it, would you?
6'3".
I'll tell you what, yeah, well, there's the thing. What kind of a weekend do you think we've had? I've had an amazing weekend, but it gets to be a bit of a blur with me. I'm talking to so many people, seeing so many bikes, describing them, seeing so many cars, faces from the past, new people. It's a bit of a blur, but obviously you've got much more of an overview of things. How's it been for you this weekend?
Yeah, I'm pleased with it. A lot went under provisional, of which the guys are up there now, still on the cars. We sold a good number of bikes yesterday, well over 60% during the sale, and I know that they'll clean that up to post-sale up to 75%.
Yeah.
I think they did 7 or 8 overnight last night. Obviously the cars, we've had a very good sale in terms of getting very close to estimate, which I'm really pleased to see. Obviously we're getting our reserves bang on, really. Yeah. A lot of things got so close, and I know that James and John sat up there now who are doing the provisionals, they'll be getting a lot over the line. I'm confident we'll be 75 to 80% by mid next week, perhaps even more, who knows. So I'm really pleased about that.
Yeah, I think with the bikes, we're kind of, it may sound boastful to say it, but we're forging a new path, if you will. There was far less of the kind of honest old British stodge that other people might have, which I have to be honest, there isn't a massive amount of demand for. And we instead are concentrating on modern classics, the kind of Japanese bikes and British bikes that I grew up reading about in Bike Magazine, looking at in Motorcycle News.
That's right.
And then thinking, maybe one day. And we've got those maybe one day bikes here. But are we in a sense kind of helping to create that market?
Yeah, there's a fit for everybody, and we still do a few of those.
We do, yeah.
But equally, we've got a lot more modern stock. We're appealing to the new market. We've got young consigners. Young Robbie's joined on the consignment team. You know, they want to see this new stuff. They want to see these 10 and 15 and 20-year-old bikes, the Japanese stuff. You know, it's all
very much so.
Very much. It's great to look at, great to ride. That's what they love, and that's where we're heading. Yeah. And if you just cast up there, Matt, that's our brand new mezzanine, which will then take us. That floor space now will give us more floor space than any other fixed auction house in the UK.
We're the biggest.
In terms of floor space, this is the biggest facility of a permanent auction, classic car and classic bike auction house in the UK now. So I'm really pleased about that.
We'll be back in a few weeks with our regular bike and car sales, but I'm just going to get Stephen to explain. We've got something rather special coming up on Wednesday, the 12th of November, haven't we?
We have. We've got our second platinum evening. So here at Manor Park Classics, we cater for all budgets from 5 to 500,000.
Yeah.
There's something in our sales every 7 weeks. Bikes and cars, there's something in our sales for everybody. We don't just, like many of our competitors, we don't just concentrate on the higher level stuff. We cater for everybody, which means we've got a broad range. But what we do, just to complement that, is that we 2 or 3 times a year we have a platinum evening for cars and bikes above £40,000. Race cars, performance cars, supercars and classic cars. And that's happening on Wednesday the 12th.
In the evening.
In the evening, 5
yeah,
p.m.
don't forget, it's 5 p.m.
Yeah.
There'll be entertainment, there'll be food and drink. We're trying to do things, we're trying to build a community here, really, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah.
And we've got some, Matt, just pan across, we've got some fantastic cars to show you. You know, the CSI, that's in the platinum. That's a really special car. And that's just one of, we're expecting to have between 30 and 40 really special cars.
Yeah.
This beautiful
that
3005.
That
Maserati is amazing, isn't it?
It's just,
yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we think modern Maserati, we think of as perhaps an affordable alternative to Ferrari. But once upon a time, Maserati built absolutely world-beating cars. And in its day, which was that's from either 59 or 1960, that would have been one of the most expensive cars in the world, wouldn't it?
And just back onto today, we've sold some really, really good cars. Again, a broad breadth of cars. We've got we've got a lot of cars away today. That TR6, they were fighting for that, and I'm not surprised. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, somebody spent a lot of money on that.
They were never that good new. It's a British Leyland car at the end of the day. I love them.
Yeah, I do.
I love them.
I do.
My dad's pal Tony had one of those, and it was damson. Do you remember that sort of purpley colour?
Yeah. Very 70s.
Very 70s,
yeah.
My dad's mate had one of those, and he smoked Rothmans, and he wore jeans and jean jackets, and I thought it was cool. And he had a TR6. It wasn't as nice as that one, though.
Yeah.
That one was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I love that white Stag as well.
Yeah, that was
right
come have a look, Matt. Just bring.
Yeah. Because I think the Stag has not had a lot of love in recent years.
That's right.
And people have emphasised the negative points of the Triumph Stag. But just look at that car. It's had a lot of money spent on it. And it
really
looks
has.
fantastic.
It's been beautifully restored. Somebody has really, really put a lot of love and effort into it. It's been their pride and joy. And again, fetched well over reserve. And it's good to see. It's actually good to see a Stag in this condition.
It is.
Because a lot go through, and yes, they've had some refurbishment, but they all need work. But to see something like this that is so pristine, I would put the standard wheels back on. But that's obviously a choice. But it's a beautiful Mark 1 example. It really is.
I once went to buy a Ducati motorcycle, which should be absolutely no surprise to anybody, from a fella in Blackpool, and instead I bought one of those.
Mustang.
I bought a Mustang GT. Mine was a 67. This one is a 66, I think.
Yeah.
Mine, I have to say, WLD 21E, where are you now? I wonder where that car is, but it wasn't as good as this one. This one is.
This is pristine.
Pristine.
I mean, we had two people in the room fighting over this, and obviously it's been sold. It didn't go down on the hammer. I think it was £500 away from the reserve. It's been sold since, obviously. So, but somebody's got an absolute, in my opinion, a bargain there. That is a beautiful car.
The standout car of the sale for you, Stephen, what do you think?
I think it's probably this one.
Yeah.
I think, Steve, I'm stood by it today. I think this, just because of its refurbishment, I think it's beauty. It just looks stunning in red.
Can we be bothered to go over there? Because I want to show you mine. Let's go over here.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you don't know which one I'm going to select, because I just thought, where would you ever find another one of these like this? It's this one. It's the 190.
Yeah. No, I understand why you like this.
I just thought,
the cloth.
it's like a brand new 35-year-old car.
Yeah.
It's like brand new.
Yeah, it's like it's just been delivered from the showroom. The cloth is mint.
How are cloth seats not a little bit worn or dirty? Well, we know why, don't we? Since
Beautiful.
1990, this car's done 15,000 miles, and someone has absolutely. It's a time warp.
It's great
car.
to see, because it's an iconic car. It changed Mercedes-Benz. This car,
yeah.
the whole mark changed when they brought this out. It was incredibly popular. And I ran one of these, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Great car. Great to have in the sale.
And it's funny, isn't it? We had one. We said it'll never happen again, because we had a similar one a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
So here's the great thing. They're out there, aren't they?
They are out there.
The bikes, the cars that are like this, they're just out there in a nice, quiet, warm, dry garage or lock up somewhere. And we want them, don't we? We want them in our sales.
Steve, this is why we get them, because this is the beauty with our facility and Manor Park Classics, both in Cheshire and in Hampshire, because they roll through the gates, they come into these secure facilities here. Just pan round, Matt, just so everybody can see, just how special it is now. This new mezzanine's going in. We've got the facility now to house 200 cars indoors and 100 bikes, and also 100 cars outside. So we can store these cars, we can look after them.
Yeah.
So these prized possessions that come in, we look after them from the minute they arrive until the day they're sold. Yeah. And that's the service that is quite unique, really.
I think it's a big deal. Having seen
deal.
Having looked at the way other people do business, I'm not criticising them. Maybe they think that's the way to do it. But here, I talk to, as you do, maybe not as much because you're more involved behind the scenes, but I'm down here on the floor. I talk to dozens of people at every sale, and I think this place as a facility is a big
And the staff.
part of it.
They're
and
massive.
Very much
They're
so.
so helpful. They're all trained in that way. We all get on. We're a big team. We all, there's no, everybody just, we're all enthusiasts. We all love the industry.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of what we do and why we consign so many cars as well is because we don't push for no reserve.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's great when some cars come in with no reserve, of course it is. But to protect the client and to protect the asset, we should put a reserve on it, and we should push hard for that reserve, because so many people now are pushing, other auction houses are pushing for no reserve.
Yes.
And then the client's not getting what they want,
No.
and they're unhappy at the end of the day.
And I think if I've learnt one thing, and I've been with you for just over a year now, if I've learnt one thing that I didn't know before, is that in this business, we are very much the men and women in the middle. You're not catering to one set of clients. Unless you appeal as much to sellers as you do to buyers, you're on a hiding to nothing. People who prioritise one of those groups above the other, it's not going to work.
I agree, and I want, and it filters right through the team, I want every single person who deals with us, buyers and sellers, to be happy with our service.
Yeah.
And if we underperform and we promise something on a no reserve and it gets half that, then they're going to be unhappy, aren't they?
Yeah.
You've got a very happy buyer, you've got a very unhappy seller.
Exactly.
So I don't want that.
No.
And I think the key is, when you're consigning, is to agree a realistic reserve that's going to achieve a sale, so that we're not working for nothing. And as long as that's agreed, you've got a happy buyer, you've got a happy seller.
Wonderful.
And that's what we run. That's what we run with.
And if you like the sound of that, get in touch with us. We've got loads of people here who know what they're doing. They'll talk you through the whole thing, explain the whole how it works to you. We'll hope to see you at our next bike sale and our next car sale. And if you fancy it, that platinum sale of cars over 40 grand. I think we've got a couple of bikes in that as well, haven't we, Stephen? Yeah, it's over 40,000 now, platinum. That's Wednesday, the evening of Wednesday, the 12th of November, here at our, as Stephen just explained, now the biggest full-time facility for classic cars and bikes in the country, here at Manor Park Classics in Cheshire.